And good evening. Welcome inside Delaware Live Sports. Tonight, it's number 1 and number 2, Ursuline and Caravel Girls Basketball.
Nick just went down
here at Caravel Academy. And Nick, we're joined by Nick Alessandrini and Jason Winchell. Nick Alessandrini almost heading to the hospital, Jay, before the game even starts. This is the game we've all been waiting for. Andre is in the house. Everybody's here, and we're excited for the game here. Number 1, Ursuline. Number 2, Caravel. And honest to God, this is the truth. If you are not here, please don't come to Caravel. You cannot come to Caravel. You will not get into the building. There are people waiting outside trying to get in. And Jason, this should be a great game. And the only way to see it right now is on Delaware Live Sports.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is 1 and 1A of girls teams this year in high school sports. And don't rule out Sanford. And Marcus Thompson plays both these teams in the next coming week. So we'll get to see all these top matchups on the girls' side in the next couple weeks. But man, this game is worth the price of admission here tonight. It's going to be a great one.
I believe the price was free.
Correct.
You had to be here, and right now there is not a seat to be had. Nick Alessandrini joining us. We have the 3-man booth tonight. Nick, you got to see Ursuline. I know you weren't there for the game on Saturday, but we all know Ursuline, the key players, the 9th graders, Gigi Banks and Taylor Brown, and they have electrified Delaware girls basketball, Delaware basketball period, in the last couple of seasons, and they are something special.
Yeah, they certainly are, right? It maybe takes you back to the time of Elena Deladon back at Ursuline when you had this much hype surrounding a few prospects here in Delaware. You heard a lot about it about when they were in 8th grade, right, and kind of figure out maybe, would they stick at Ursuline, where would they go, et cetera, and they're right here as 9th graders, and we've all had the luxury and the privilege of being able to enjoy quite the show from this Ursuline backcourt. And now you look over to the other side at Caravel, and maybe a team, coming off a state championship a few years ago. They lose India Johnston, who's been phenomenal for the Towson Tigers since she's arrived there on campus in Maryland. And it's a team that maybe coming in is a little bit underrated, even though they're up near the top of the rankings. A team that doesn't get talked about as much as the Ursuline Red Raiders, but are certainly very talented. And now they welcome Ursuline here at home at Caravel in front of a sold-out crowd. As you guys talked about, the atmosphere is electric. This is going to be a lot of fun. We're about a minute away from tip-off, and we're going to make our cable debut of the year as well.
That's awesome. You mentioned Caravel, key players. The ones that have been here from the beginning, Josiah Crawford, Anaya Price, and then Bryson Strickling, and 3 transfers, Speedy Wilson from St. George's, Cherish Bryant from Tatnall, and Jordan Tate from Ursuline, playing now for Coach Larry Banks at Caravel. Caravel a record of 13-2, 2 losses to Cardinal O'Hara and Paul VI of New Jersey. Ursuline 11-3, their losses to St. Thomas Aquinas of Florida, Friends Central out of Pennsylvania, and South Shore from New York. And they've got some tough games coming up. Woodbridge, they're at Sanford next Thursday. That game got moved to 4 p.m., by the way. Cape Henlopen on the 19th, and Long Island Lutheran to close it out on February 21st. Caravel's upcoming schedule, they're going to be at Smyrna on Tuesday, at Sanford on February 20. So we're ready for player introductions, a little feedback here in the PA, but we're about ready to go. And Jay, this is a game we circled on the calendar in like November. We had to be here. I'm so excited to be here tonight, and we're going to have all the action.
Yeah, we did. And, another game that was scheduled Friday that was on our stream schedule got moved to Thursday, and that quickly got taken off our stream schedule. That's how important this game was.
Yeah, I'd like to apologize to the Sal's and Spartans. We just can't be in 2 places at once. We had to be here. By the way, these teams have met 17 times since 2010. 5 of the last 7 going to Caravel. Ursuline with a 12-5 series lead since 2010. They may have played. I'm sure they played before that, including 2 matchups in the state championships, 2015, 2016, I believe, and then Caravel beat them in the quarterfinals in 2021. Caravel wins the state championship finally in 2022 for Coach Kristen Caldwell. Now Larry Banks doing a fine job here at Caravel. Of course, John Noonan, the head man at Ursuline, he's been there about 15 years now, and John does a great job, brings in a lot of talent. As the introductions are here, Taylor Brown, number 1 for Ursuline. Emma Anthony, a 3-point specialist for the Raiders.
And Mike, this is I think a little different contrast. Not to say that Ursuline doesn't have height, but their main play is the guard play.
Oh, yeah.
And they're very active on defense, force a lot of steals. But on the other side, you got a couple experienced point guards at Caravel, plus a little bit of the height advantage too. So this is going to be one of those matchups where I think the starting five of both teams has to contribute. It can't be just one person or the other. It's got to be a total team effort to get it done here tonight.
Just some housekeeping here. Gigi Banks, normally number 23, her road uniform number 3 for Ursuline. So if you're looking for Gigi Banks, she's wearing number 3 tonight for the Raiders. Here's Craig Bailey right in front of us, the athletic director here at Caravel. I want to thank Craig for setting us up here on the stage. It's just about the only place where you're not smushed with people all around you, Nick, right here on the stage.
Right. I'm telling you what, guys, I might have the best seat in the house, right? I'm sitting up a little bit on this stage here. If you've been to Caravel, you know I'm going to be right in the thick of things. Head's going to have to be on a swivel. This should be a fun one as we're going to pause for the national anthem. But it's going to be fun today, boys.
We'll leave the audio up because it's the Caravel Band. All right, fine job by the Caravel Band, and busy day in Delaware High School basketball. As we get scores, we will try to pass them along. We do have a boys final. St. George's 58, Caravel 49. Caravel had the halftime lead. I see Coach Mark Tobin to our right. Marcus Thompson, Jason, you mentioned Marcus. He is in the building somewhere. And Nick Halliday stuck up in the corner. You can see our camera position, but there's just no room to move around here today. We're ready to get started here. We see one of the Ursuline players with the Sean Locke 24 shirt on. They played Imhotep Charter at the Fieldhouse on Saturday, won by 6, and it was a pretty good game over there at the Chase Fieldhouse. Gigi Banks with 28 in that one. And the other starters, Skylar Bolden, number 20, Emma Anthony, number 10, Jazz Wesley will jump center. She's number 14, and then Brown and Banks, numbers 1 and 3. For Caravel, it's Jordan Tate, 33, Brycelyn Strickning, number 34. Cherish Bryant is number 13. Speedy Wilson, number 1, and that looks like Anaya Price, number 3. We are underway. Caravel wins the tap, and number 1 versus number 2 has started. This is Bryant, transferred in this year. She's got Anthony on her. Ursuline likes to have a lot of pressure on defense. You see the man-to-man going. They do get Tate open. They're going to send it back out to Price.
Looks like Ursuline settling into a little bit of a 2-3 zone here to start.
That shot a little bit short, rebounded by Banks. She's such a good handler. Takes it in, a little shuffle pass or shuffle shot, and she goes inside. 2 points for Gigi Banks. Nick, she got my tongue tied.
And then that's going to be the key for if you're a Caravel, right, is you do not want to let Ursuline get out in transition. They're in the zone right now. They're going to force some misses to some long rebounds, and those two girls in the backcourt are going to get it and go. Here we go again.
Here's Brown with the steal up to Banks, and she lays that one in, and we have a quick timeout by Coach Larry Banks. I don't believe that's any relation, but tonight, even if they're related, there's no family love tonight.
But that's the way Ursuline wants to play, Nick. You mentioned it. They want to get out in transition, and that's how they get 2 quick baskets to start this game. And I think that's a smart timeout by Coach Banks saying, listen, this is how they're going to want to play. We need to get them to run a half-court offense if we want to have any chance here tonight.
Can't make any mistakes against Ursuline because they'll hurt you.
And it made it look early. Coach Banks slowing things down. They won the tip. It was a slow initiation there into the offense to get things started. They're going to want to slow this game down a little bit, absolutely. So that's going to be the game plan. That was definitely the game plan coming in, and Coach Banks calling that early timeout to make sure he can reiterate that to his team here.
So 1 minute in, and Ursuline with the early 4-0 lead, but we got a lot of basketball to go here. This is Speedy Wilson. She can fill it up. They have a lot of scores out there, does Caravel. Wilson steps back off of the foot of Taylor Brown. Out of bounds, it's going to stay with the Raiders.
And again, Caravel, a team that likes to dribble, get to the basket. That's why Ursuline's in that 2-3 zone. If you're Caravel, you got to find open holes and way to shoot out of it or shoot over top of it, and we'll see if they can do that.
Well, they do have shooters, and if you leave Speedy Wilson that wide open, she's going to score Strickling with the rebound as that got away from Banks. Wilson up the middle, puts up the teardrop, no good. Loose ball sitting around. Ursuline a little sloppy there, and Wilson gets it back. I think they were all waiting for somebody else to get it. Taylor Brown steals. She goes in with the layup. Scoop and score for Taylor Brown, and a nice recovery there by the Raiders.
And I think the Raiders are going to have to hit the defensive boards, Mike. We talked about Caravel's height advantage a little bit.
I think they just waited for somebody to grab that ball, and Speedy
right.
Wilson grabbed it.
And that's what they have to, that's what they can't let happen. But right now, their defense there's no better defense in the state of Delaware right now than this Ursuline team.
They have 3 buckets from layups. Anthony can shoot from outside, and so can Banks. She's not afraid to put it up from there. They're going to try to maybe burn a little clock here, but they find an opening. Look at that step back move. 3-pointer for Banks. Nick, how about that?
Oh my goodness, they're going to bring the house down here. GG off to a heck of a start in this one.
That's a top play candidate already. Jordan Tate inside, misses the bunny. Jazz Wesley with the rebound, and Ursuline's running again. Here comes Brown.
Defense to offense, that's been the name of the game for Ursuline.
She puts it off the glass and good. 4 points for Taylor Brown. The Raiders, what a start. We are 2.5 minutes in.
They're making it look really easy so far in this one. Again, forcing some missed shots. Caravel just a little bit out of control. Just kind of calm down here. See if they can get a good look like this.
Price is a good shooter, and there's a 3 for Anaya Price.
And sometimes you just need to see the ball go in, and maybe that will heat up this Caravel offense.
Caravel student section there waiting to explode, and they had a reason there. Now you hear the defense chant. There's another 3 ball. This one no good. Rebounded by Bryson Strickling. Gets it off to Bryant. Bryant looking for an opening. Ursuline in that zone. Pass out of bounds. Turnover.
And that's what you don't want if you're Caravel, right? An 11-0 run to start for Ursuline here in this ball game. Caravel with that last 3. See if they could have built off of it, though. A tough turnover that time. It's going to be tough. Caravel's going to have to force some tough shots and missed shots here.
So far it's 7 points for Banks and 4 for Brown. They've created most of those points off of the defense.
And you do not want to let them get to the basket, right? Force tough jump shots if you're Caravel.
Here's Anthony driving. She thought about a shot. Gets it into Bolden. Bolden backs into Strickling. Up and in for Skylar Bolden.
I like that, Mike. Get Bolden involved. You know, get her in the post like that. That was a nice shot.
Skylar's just got to avoid foul trouble. Another 3 ball for Price. This time misses a little bit. Banks sends it off the feet of a Caravel player. This should be Ursuline basketball, and it is.
We're coming back down.
An aware play by Gigi Banks. Nick, the basketball IQ for a 9th grader is unbelievable.
Yeah, it has. I mean, ever since you guys talked about her, a few years back, just being able to watch her last year and now into this year, already gotten better as we saw Bolden. A little dream shake down here on the baseline before that nice baby hook.
Brown with the little shuffle gets it out to Bolden. Here's Gigi. She thinking about a 3. It won't go in. Rebounded by Anaya Price. Reached by Brown. Josiah Crawford checks in, gets the ball. Not ready for the pass to Strickling, but Caravel hangs onto it.
Second time underneath, they've gone for that.
Long 3 ball for Crawford. She hit that 3-pointer in overtime, the huge one against Sanford in the state championship game.
But again, we're seeing here early, guys, Caravel right out hustling them on the offensive glass. They've earned themselves some second chance opportunities. Just got to score off of them.
Price with a quick jumper. It's up. Strickling had a piece of it. And then we have a foul. I believe it's going to be Jazz Wesley is going to get it. We do have the scoreboard has the individual players up there, which makes our job a little bit easier. That's going to be a foul. I believe that was Jaslyn Wesley, her first of the game.
She was going for the box out there, Mike. We were just talking about how
she boxed her out all right, Jay.
That was 4 straight offensive rebounds on that possession.
That's not going to make Coach Noonan real happy. Here's Price up top. She's going to back it up and set it up.
And like Nick said, they haven't made the shots to take advantage of those offensive rebounds yet, but Ursuline, you want to prevent them.
The size underneath is Wesley and Bolden. They go inside, too high on the pass, and it's turned over to the Raiders. They lead 13-3 here. We're not yet 5 minutes in.
Yeah, and we're seeing Caravel struggle in the
Steal by
half-court
Wilson.
offense.
And a foul on Banks to prevent the bucket.
Well, if you're struggling in the half court, how do you put some points on the board? Use the defense that we saw Ursuline do in this game. A nice sneaky play there on the other side of the floor. And now a chance to put some points on the board, I believe, here for Caravel. Going to be a shooting foul.
Yeah, it should be Chastity Wilson.
And the foul was on Banks.
Banks is on Banks, that's correct.
And again, Caravel struggling in the half court. I know maybe they haven't seen a lot of the 2-3 zone, but Ursuline came out into that 2-3 zone in this game. And Caravel just got to find the right way to attack it here.
I know Coach Noonan can't be real happy about some of the almost lazy passes early on. But the defense has been so good that's gotten into this lead.
And I like Nick said, I like the fact that they came out in the zone. I like teams that will come out and play a zone and adjust to what Caravel does well.
Wilson 1 for 2 from the line, 13-4. Anthony with a 3-ball. That's up and off the rim. Jordan Tate back in. She gets the rebound. She went to Ursuline for a couple of years. Gets it ahead to Wilson. Price trying to get over Anthony, or by Anthony, can't do it. Back out to Speedy Wilson. She turns around and gets some instructions from Coach Banks. And she's going to set up 2:44 to go. First quarter, 13-4 Raiders. A spin a little off the mark, but Tate with the offensive board. Quick hands by the Raiders. Can Brown get to it? No. And Price is going to take it back up. Taylor Brown hustles back into position. Now she gets screened by Strickling. Sorry about that. Wilson, the offensive board, up and in.
There it is, another second chance opportunity for Caravel earned on the offensive glass, resulting in some points this time around. It looked like that, 11-0 run to start now, just a 7-point game here.
Yeah, they're making some offensive rebounds.
Yeah, we said that. Mike, that's one thing that they're doing well in this game. They're not hitting their shots, but they're getting second, third, fourth opportunities on some of these possessions.
Here's Brown, 1-on-1 with Price. She's got an opening, gets it into Bolden. Nice pass. A little fake. Won't go in for Bolden. Gets her own rebound, tied up. And we have a jump ball. I believe that's going to stay with Ursuline.
It is.
So Skylar probably wishes she had that one back, but nice little fake move there.
And Taylor Brown making the right play, too. Had a little bit of an open shot, passing it up for the better shot, right? You pass up a good shot to get a great shot. A nice look by the point guard, just unable to get finished off.
Inbounds pass intercepted by Josiah Crawford. She goes coast to coast.
Just like that, a 5-point game. The defense turning up for Caravel.
Anthony for 3. In and out of bounds off Tate. It's going to stay with the Raiders.
Yeah, close one there here near the baseline, battling it out Wesley and Tate. And, of course, last touch according to the officials. And I'm right next to him. We got to give them some space down here, so I give them some props for dealing with the crowd here on the baseline.
I'll tell you what, 8 of the last 10.
Banks with the reverse. Got it.
8 of the last 10 until that has gone to Caravel.
And she is by far the smoothest player you'll see. How about the English on the reverse?
Mid-range for Jordan Tate, rebounded by Banks.
There we
go.
That
reverse,
Get your cameras out.
Banks goes the length, puts up the shot off balance. Knocked out of bounds off Ursuline. It's going to go to Caravel. But, Nick, she found room on the baseline, got by Tate. And like you mentioned, she knew where she was and got the right spin on the ball.
So confident in her athleticism, too, right? Able to jump and hang in the air. That's a tough shot. And then able to finish a little bit of the English off of the window.
It's hard to believe she's just a freshman.
Cherish Bryant back into the game for the Buccaneers. 1:07 to go in the first. Bryant with the shot. A little bit short. Bolden rips down the rebound.
Beautiful pass by Wilson.
Ursuline wanted to foul, and not going to get it. Brown stops and pops and drops. A three-pointer. Taylor Brown, she's got 7.
And that's the thing, right? If you're Caravel, you can give them a lot of these shots, but they're going to knock down a whole heck of a lot of them, even though they're tough shots. So they're going to miss a few, but a lot of them are going to go down.
A 5-0 run. Taylor Brown and jumped on that one. That was something else. There's a block by Wesley, and she's going to get called for her second foul.
And Mike, 16 of the 18 points have come from the freshmen. That's how valuable they are to the Ursuline offense. But like you said, that's their second foul on Wesleyan. Let's see. I mean, she gives them some of that height that you need against this to play when you play against this Caravel team.
First shot is up for Cherish. Brian, Jason, Cherish, remember that Tattle team that went to the, would they go to the semis last year or the quarters?
2 years ago, they went to the semis.
2 years ago to the semis.
Last year, I think they lost in the quarters to this Caravel team.
So checking in for Caravel is number 21, and that, I had the roster right here, Nick, is Sanaya Moody Adams. 1 for 2 from the line for Bryant. Makes it 18-9. Ursuline not going to hold for a final shot, guarantee you that. Banks up top, guarded by Bryant, looking for some help. Here's Taylor Brown directing traffic out there. One-on-one with Moody Adams. Her pass too high, intercepted by Tate. Bryant ahead of the pack. Shamira Marshall Brothers bumps into her, and that's going to be a foul. I believe it's on the floor.
It's a 14 foul, so non-shooting.
So Shamira Marshall Brothers checks in for Jazz Wesley. Another shooter. Lose a little bit of height, but she's a senior, a lot of experience, and a nice another option for ball handling for Coach Noonan. It was on the floor.
Remember, Mike, Caravel hasn't committed a foul yet.
That pass out of bounds, and they're going to say it was tipped. It's going to stay with.
No, it didn't tip at all, so it should be inbounded back where it
I
went.
thought this guy said tip, but I guess he was overruled. 17.6 on the clock. Raiders may hold here for the final one. They lead by 9 in a quick-paced first quarter that has featured a lot of the freshmen. Here's Taylor Brown checking in with Coach Noonan. Because dribbles through a couple. She needs some help. Gets it to Banks. Long three for Banks. Banks shot no good at the buzzer, and that's going to do it. I need a breath. After 1 quarter of play, it's Ursuline 18, Caravel 9. You're watching the most anticipated girls high school basketball game of the season on Delaware Live Sports. Second quarter action here from Caravel. Mike Lang, Nick Alessandrini, Jason Winchell, and way up there in the corner on the camera is Nick Halliday, the boss man, Nick Halliday. So glad you could join us on a Thursday evening here from Bear, Delaware. It took Jason a while to get here. I was in Newark today. No way. I was leaving Newark to go back up north. It's Caravel basketball. Speedy Wilson with the ball there, down 9. And Nick Alessandrini, what did you see in that first quarter?
You know, I saw a lot of transition basketball. It started with the backcourt here as we have a drive-in finish for Caravel. Great start for Chastity Wilson. But Ursuline got out. The 2 freshmen, as Jason said earlier, scoring a bunch of the points. They're taking these rebounds. They're getting it going. It's been a fast-paced game. Both teams have excelled in the open court in transition.
That's a 3-point shot in and out. That was the Marshall Brothers. They have Wilson with 4. I've got her with 5.
And if I'm Caravel, I'll let Brothers shoot that shot.
Wilson down the middle, poked from behind by Banks. Tate's got the loose ball and the bucket. Jordan Tate, her first points.
That assist goes to Gigi Banks right there, poking it right into the arms of Jordan Tate, who was at the right place at the right time, able to come off the glass for 2. And how about a 4-0 run to start here the second quarter?
That's right. It was 18-8 at one point, 18-9 at the end of the first. As we are a minute into quarter number 2, Banks is fouled. She's going to take 2 shots here.
Just
Speedy Wilson
on the
called
floor,
on the foul.
I believe, right?
I think they called it on the floor.
Okay, but it is on Speedy Wilson. It's going to be her first. I think it's Caravel's
Just first foul of the game.
First team foul, yeah.
Well-disciplined team.
It's a big roster that Coach Banks has. A lot of 8th graders listed on there, so he goes about 8 or 9 deep. Brown almost loses it. Anthony picks it up, misses the 3, rebounded by Bryant, and away they go. The team's wanting to run tonight. Bryant finds an opening off the glass. Tate Can she get the offensive rebound? She does, but her pass out of bounds into the second row.
Yeah, that's what's kept Caravel in it, is these second chance opportunities. I know we talked about it a few times. Jordan T creating one there. Unfortunately, if you're a Caravel fan, throwing it away. But Caravel continues to do work on the offensive glass. That's what has them down just 5 here when it seems like Ursuline could be in control of this game.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Banks, you like the fact that you're hitting the offensive glass. You just wish you'd start converting these putbacks.
Ursuline looking for some. Get it back on the board. Brown up and under, spins it off the glass. Not afraid to go in amongst the trees.
That's when they're at their best, is putting the ball on the floor, getting downhill, either making a play for their teammate or putting it up themselves.
9 points for Taylor Brown. Wilson, she's got 5. Passes it off to Bryant. She launches. Won't go. Rebound. Emma Anthony gets it to Banks. Smart move. Gigi Banks into the lane around. Wilson too hard on the layup. And Price has it. She's being pressured by a pair of Raiders over there. Brown and Anthony gets it back out to Cherish Bryant.
And that's how Ursuline wants to play. A miss, and right away they get it. They had 3 or 4 girls out running. Just unable to come up with that bucket in transition. Now here's Caravel wanting to slow it down a little bit. Coach Banks going to call out the play. Let's see what they draw up.
Full house here at Caravel Academy. Glad you could join us tonight for this Titanic girls matchup. Up top to Bryant. She drives in, gets around the defender, and gets it in.
That was a pretty hop step, bringing that ball over the defender. Reaching and missing was the Red Raider, and then she hop steps over, and a nice easy floater up in the lane. That's a pretty shot.
20 to 15 now. 5:15 to go. 3-point shot is up, bounces high up. Bolden trying to get the rebound, but it goes to Wilson instead. She's on the run. Speedy Wilson 1-on-1, and literally number 1 on number 1. That's a foul on the floor. Well, it's going to be on Taylor Brown. It's going to be her first.
I will say, watching this game here, we talked about, you know, the anticipation of these two teams, 1 and 2 here in our Delaware Live Sports rankings. The point guard play that we're seeing tonight is exceptional. You got the backcourt for Ursuline, but Wilson here for Caravel as well is so dynamic with the ball in her hands. So you talked about the speed. They call her that for a reason, but she's been great for Caravel here initiating the offense.
Bryant drives off the glass, a little short rebound. Strickning. That won't go for her. Another rebound. Bryant. Tate's got the loose ball. Wrestled away by Skylar Bolden. Steps on the end line. It's going to be Caravel basketball. 3 offensive rebounds there for the Cavaliers, for the Buccaneers.
And like I said, Mike, your Coach Banks, you're happy you're getting these rebounds, but they're still not converting on them. Eventually, if you're Ursuline, you got to box out.
They got to start getting some of these loose balls. That's going to be driving Coach John Noonan crazy. Price, the long 3. Nailed it. Her second triple of the night. And it's 20 to 18.
The gym's going crazy. The Caravel students enjoying that long tripper.
This crowd can play a factor for sure. We are standing room only here at Caravel Academy, and you can feel the energy here. This is a big momentum, if you will, for the Caravel team. You never know how the crowd's going to be for a home game. This is fantastic.
Banks, step back. Hits the front of the net. That's going to be Caravel back. Nick, that was tough to see from our angle. But that did hit the front of I didn't think that got over the rim.
And again, we talked about an 11-0 run for Ursuline to start the game. They've led by 11. That's been their largest lead so far. And now we've got a 1-possession, 2-point game. Caravel a chance here to tie or take the lead with 4:11 to go here in the first half.
They do bring Josiah Crawford back in, another shooter. They got a lot of them. Then how about that? That was Cherish Bryant again.
Contested through contact off of the window.
And we're tied.
Caravel playing very under control right now, even with this crowd and this type of environment.
20 to 20. Banks puts up a 3 off the mark. Rebounded by Bryant, comes flying into Nick Alessandrini. But the Raiders get it back. Marshall Brothers nails a 3-ball.
That's a big change in momentum. Again, a save that who knows whose ball would have went if you didn't save it down this side of the floor. They do save it. It goes into the hands of Ursuline. You know, you make that, you know, the directions. You never want to save the ball into your own basket, but it leads to 3, a huge 3 for Ursuline.
They needed that one. Here's a answer from Speedy Wilson.
What an answer. And, you know, Mike, and home game, I thought Caravel was a little nervous in the first quarter. We're seeing their offense executing here in the second quarter.
Banks off the glass. She takes the tumble, and now she'll get a few free throws. And these, I believe, are the first free throws of the night for the Raiders.
And there you go. That's what the doctor ordered if you're Ursuline. And obviously when you got girls like Gigi and Taylor Brown, you live with those deep threes, those step-back shots beyond the arc. You live with that, and you take those because a lot of the times those are going to go in. But when you have a little bit of a drought here, you're tied up, you give up a double-digit lead in the first half, what do you got to do to settle down? Get to the basket. That's what they're best at. Putting the ball on the floor, getting to the basket, drawing the foul, or making a play. A great job that time by Gigi Banks to see what the situation was, a tie game. You haven't gotten a shot to fall here, a jump shot in the last few minutes, maybe in the second quarter. Put the ball down, get to the basket. A great job there, now able to put some points on the board.
So Banks makes one, and she's going to get the bounce on the second. Ursuline back on top by 2. What a game we've had here tonight. So glad you could join us. Wilson, she's been pretty darn good.
She's been great.
Bryant was looking to give it back to Price, and then she gets it back from Anaya. Off to Wilson. She's going to put up another 3, short. Ball's rebounded by Cherish Bryant, off the glass and good.
I mean, you could make the argument 75% of Caravel's points have come on a second chance.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not an exaggeration.
No, it isn't.
Banks underneath. She's got it.
And that's what you got to do. Again, get to the basket. If you're that backcourt for Ursuline, when your team needs a bucket, that's the best way or the highest percentage you're going to find. Those two unbelievable finishing at the rim.
13 for Giselle Banks. 3 Caravel players with 7 each. Although I have 8 for Wilson.
That's a tough shot.
That was a tough one, but Ursuline.
Again, another offensive rebound
for Caravel. Sorry about that. And that's Price for 3. Got it. Caravel's on top. 28-27.
And like you said, Nick, 75% of their offense is coming on those second chance points.
And you talked about Coach Noonan, Mike, in the locker room. He's going to have one thing on his mind. It's going to be box out and get rebounds because Caravel is dominating, underlying dominating that aspect of the game here in the first half.
Killing them on the boards. There's only so much that these can do. That's going to be a hold on Crawford. She got a piece of Taylor Brown's arm.
Yeah, first time we had a foul on a reach here, I believe, so far in the ballgame.
So they have Price with 10. I got Price with 9. I think they gave 1 point to Price that belongs to Speedy Wilson. But in any case, she's the leading scorer, either with 9 or 10. Banks up top, looking for some kind of opening. Thought about it. Hands off to Shamira Marshall Brothers for 3. Won't go, but Bolton had it for a second. Oh, it's Emma Anthony in the right place. Picks up the loose change and deposits it.
That's the second time that's worked out in the favor of Ursuline, being at the right place. The right bounce goes to him, capitalizing off it. A good job by the Red Raiders.
29-28 Ursuline. A minute 20 to go here in just a madhouse first half here at Caravel. Steal by Banks. One-on-one with Price. She goes up with the left hand, and good for Gigi Banks.
Banks is so quick with those hands on those steals, Mike. I haven't seen anything like it.
That's something you got to watch.
31-28 into Strickland. Count it, and the foul.
That is a beautiful setup. I believe it was Cherish Bryan who laid it up for her teammate. They've hit that 3 or 4 times tonight. She's been unable to hold on to it. There's been great defense under the basket, able to poke it away. Not that time. She hauls it in. A heck of a catch. Travis Kelce like ahead of the Super Bowl this Sunday, and then able to finish it off through contact. A beautiful play. Not sure about the discussion here, but a nice grab and finish by Strickning.
Strickling, just a sophomore. And the foul.
And not sure what this
They
could
originally
be about.
called the foul on Brothers.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they're just checking to make sure that that was the correct
So
person.
if that's Shamir Marshall Brothers,
That
she's
foul
down
was
with
not
2.
on the floor, that's for sure.
So she was shooting. Bryceland Strickling, just a sophomore here. 1 minute to go exactly. It's 31-30 Ursuline. About what we expected, boys.
That's right.
Free throw is up and good, and we are tied once more at 31.
So let's see what Coach Noonan decides to deal. They're playing a lot of perimeter basketball. Everybody's kind of hanging out the perimeter. No screens have really been set up near the three-point line for any of these guards. Let's see what they do here. And still no screens. Just trying to open things up here around the perimeter for Ursuline.
Across the bank, she hands off to Marshall Brothers. I wouldn't expect Ursuline to hold almost a walk or double dribble. That's what the fans wanted. They're not going to get that call. Here's Brown, one-on-one with Crawford. Tries to get by her. And they called a foul on the floor. I believe it's going to be on Josiah Crawford. It'll be her first.
And Brown able to finish that down on the baseline. So had there been not a whistle, that was a floater that went down for the Red Raiders. But the foul on the floor going to negate that basket.
That's the fourth team, Jay said. They'll be shooting if there are any more. Just 30.4 seconds to go.
And that's why I don't mind that foul. You know, she's trying to reach in, trying and get the steal. You had the one to give.
Brown hangs in the air, can't get it to go. Rebound for Bryant. She's on the run. Dishes up to Wilson. Speedy Wilson of 2 more points.
And now the Buccaneers out and running, Jason.
I was just going to say both these teams are using that transition basketball.
33-31 Caravel, 9 seconds left. Brown into the middle. She puts up a teardrop. Taylor Brown, 2 more.
That's really pretty.
Can Caravel do it? 1 second. Wilson's got it up. No, it won't go in. We're right where we started. Tie game, 33-33. Wow, Nick, everything we expected and a little bit more.
It was, right? We're sitting up here next to Sean Green, WDEL, a standing room only gymnasium here at Caravel Academy. Dave Baylor is here from the DIAA.
He's loving it. Dave's loving it.
Everybody in here is on their feet as that first half ran to a close. 33-33, and that's with Ursuline getting it out to an 11-0 run to start the game. I'm not sure how many jump shots that we saw hit the bottom of the net entirely there in that first half. A lot of it out in transition, finishing at the rim on the dribble drive. We got a few 3 balls, but that was a lot of fun, a very well officiated first half. Back and forth they went. It was fast-paced. You couldn't ask for much more. And what a second half it's going to be coming up here in just a bit from Caravel.
All right, we're going to take a few minutes to pay some bills. We're back. We'll have a little bit more first half analysis toward the end of the halftime. Once again, 33-33 Caravel and Ursuline. You're watching high school basketball on Delaware Live Sports.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware. Come check us out. Matt's Fish Camp features seafood classics, coastal comfort food, and chef-driven specials that pair perfectly with our large selection of craft ales, curated wine list, and camp cocktails. Matt's offers indoor and outdoor dining and is the perfect place to have dinner with your family, happy hour with friends, or enjoy lunch at the Raw Bar. Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware, open 7 days a week year-round. See you soon.
Wraps, signs, banners, and promotional items that can help your business stand out from the rest. Looking for an excellent way to convey a professional image? Customized promotional products are the perfect way to target new customers, increase employee retention, and boost your brand awareness. Let the professionals at Cassidy Graphics bring your advertising ideas to life. Give them a call today at 302-326-2412. Again, that number is 302-326-2412. Again, Cassidy Graphics brings your advertising ideas to life.
First State Orthopedic statewide has 29 physicians at 16 locations. Our physicians and staff provide both non-surgical as well as surgical treatment for almost all orthopedic conditions and injuries. We are specially trained in the current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physician and orthopedic consultant for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to the local emergency departments as well as medical aid units and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Call for an appointment today or visit us at firststateortho.com.
I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. We just clicked, like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all this seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris.
High Five Hospitality, founded in 2004 when 3 guys teamed up to introduce the Buffalo Wild Wings franchise to Delaware. To date, they operate 8 Buffalo Wild Wings in Delaware and Maryland. Also the Stone Balloon and Limestone Barbecue. And let's not forget Eggspectation and 5 Jersey Mikes throughout Delaware. High Five Hospitality's mission is to operate 5 brands that serve high-quality products with exceptional hospitality.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer, president of Soto Concepts, the best restaurant group in the state, and we're inviting you to come join our team. Soto Concepts is a growing hospitality company with 16 restaurants and a variety of other hospitality businesses, all located in beautiful southern Delaware. We have recently added many departments to our executive leadership team, including a training department, a property development department, and a construction department. We invite you to come live at the beach and work with a growing restaurant group with many opportunities to advance your career. Soto Concepts Restaurant Group, come check us out.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Surf Bagel has served the community in Delaware for over 20 years, providing fresh, hot bagels, breakfast sandwiches, lunch sandwiches, wraps, salads, local coffee and smoothies, and our iconic merch. Welcome to Surf Bagel. We're stoked to serve you.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
but have you tried Premier?
How you doing? My name's Mike Cassidy. I'm the founder and president of Cassidy Painting.
And welcome back inside Delaware Live Sports halftime. 33-33, Mike Lang, Jason Winchell, and Nick Alessandrini. And guys, remember, this is our First State Orthopedics Game of the Week. Number 1 versus number 2, of course, they're our official Game of the Week sponsor. First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physicians and 6 physicians assistants at 16 locations, which provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions and are specially trained in the current state-of-the-art techniques. They serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Their doctors are readily available to all of the local emergency departments, medical aid, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give them a call today, 302-731-2888, or visit firststateortho.com, and be sure to mention that you saw their ad right here on Delaware Live Sports. And Mike, we're coming at you online. We are on cable today on Channel 28. We are bringing this one to the masses. It's going to be a fun second half.
Yeah, I'm ready. And also our player of the game today will be the First State Orthopedics player of the game. We hope to have that young lady over here for a few minutes after the game in this madhouse. There's a steal by Strickling ahead to Bryant. She stops and pops, and Caravel takes the early lead here in the second.
And there's
That's
that
9
jump
points
shot
for Bryant, yeah.
we were looking for. That was a heck of a stop and pop there in transition. That's a tough shot to make, and now Caravel with the lead. Spoke
Turnover,
too soon.
There's a rebound, and Caravel owned the rebounding, and they start in the third the same way as in the second.
And Taylor Brown finishing the other way, and
that one won't go, and another rebound. Jordan Tate gets it. Turnaround shot blocked by Wesley. She gets it off the banks ahead to Brown, and I think it's going to be tied up.
No, they got the lead, Mike. Brown scored while you were writing down notes.
It's quick. You don't want to blink
how
with these
about
two,
that?
right, with
Yeah.
Gigi
Never
and
mind.
Taylor Brown, but there you go.
So
Have it.
37-35. I'll have to go back and watch this game on Delaware Live Sports later and see what I missed. Thank God somebody's watching. I'm trying to take a few notes here so I sound erudite, Nick.
And again, we're seeing Ursuline into that zone once again. They went to a man near the end of that first half. They're right back settling into that zone, making Caravel try to shoot out of it.
15 points each for Brown and Banks. Just 5 other points for Ursuline. 3 for Marshall Brothers, 2 for Bolden. Actually, Anthony has 2, I believe, too. So I think that scoring for Ursuline is incorrect. Another loose ball goes the way of the Buccaneers. Referee's got a lot of nerve, Nick. Right in front of you. Wilson dishes to Tate, 15-footer, short. Bolden grabs it and gets it ahead, but it's taken by Price. A little indecision on that pass, and it's a 3-point attempt. And knocks it down. It's Speedy Wilson.
I've been so impressed with Speedy Wilson in this ball game. Just, again, the point guard play from both teams in this matchup has been absolutely phenomenal. Again, 2 minutes in to the third quarter, and Caravel now with a 1-point lead, and she's been the catalyst of it here for the Buccaneers.
38-37, Caravel inside to Wesley. Her shot won't go. Loose ball picked up by Wilson. 2-on-3. Wilson on Bolden. She's fouled. Speedy's going to get 2 shots here.
Yeah, Speedy did not have the numbers in her favor, but she makes it happen and draws the contact and gets herself 2 free throws.
That's the right play, right? She's out in transition,
Yep.
No help around her 3. What do? You got to draw the foul, or you got to draw some contact, find a way to get to the free throw line, and able to do it. A nice, strong take in transition, forcing the foul call. Now a chance to add on.
First foul on Skylar Bolden, first team foul. Free throw up and good, and Caravel up by 2. And this might tie their biggest lead of the game, unless they're up 3 at one point.
No, this would be it.
Speedy Wilson, we had Wesley steps into the lane, but nothing called. And Ursuline gets the rebound ahead to Taylor Brown. Her pass deflected right back to Taylor. 1-on-1 into the lane. She's got a lot of white shirts around her. She gets back out to her classmate, Gigi Banks. Nick, I believe the last I saw, the 5th-rated freshman in the country.
Yeah, she is something else, showing off the handles.
Bryant
Good
all over
defense.
her. Banks just throws it up, and it's going to be out of bounds off the Raiders.
I think the Caravel fans wanted a carry. They didn't get it, but they do get the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, they love what they're seeing out of Cherish Bryant. How about that defense, stepping up one-on-one, showing that energy, limiting Gigi to that missed shot. That is tough to do. They get the stop, and now with the lead, got the ball back here.
5:07 to go, third quarter. 39-37 Caravel. Number 1 Ursuline, number 2 Bucks. Here on an early February evening. Nice outside, nicer inside. Cross they go to Bryant. She got Emma Anthony on her. She backs it up. Bryant gets it back from Tate, looking for an opening. Goes in and finds Strickling, blocked by Bolden. And they're going to call a foul on Skylar Bolden. This will be a shooting foul.
How about that pass over top by Cherish Bryant? That was a heck of a look. Almost a no-look pass from her. She had it here on the block. Great feed inside to her teammate over the top to Strickling, and she's able to draw the foul.
Yeah, nicely done.
Bryson Strickling has such nice touch from the field.
And again, when Ursuline's in the half court, I know they scored a majority of their points in transition, but when they're in the half court, it's just very stagnant around the outside, around the perimeter. Again, it's a lot of ball handling. I would like to see somebody come up, set a screen, see if we can get Gigi or Taylor Brown downhill with some room to operate in front of them here.
2 for 2 for Strickling. And the lead is now 4.
Yeah, like you said, or maybe get Emma Anthony coming off screen.
Yeah, something different here.
Just something different, because you're right. Their half-court offense is pretty stagnant.
They're just all hanging out around the perimeter. No movement either.
Yeah, Bolden couldn't find an opening, so they give it to Brown. She runs in. Wesley with the rebound. They want to get a travel. And
should be a jump ball.
I think they're going to call a foul.
Okay, no, they called a travel.
They did call a travel. She kind of hopped.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought maybe they would have got the jump ball on the block, but yeah.
I didn't see it. I didn't see this guy give the traveling signal, but obviously another referee did.
Another turnover here for Ursuline.
Nick, the Caravel student saying you can't do that.
That's right. That will be a turnover.
Into the corner. Price drives in. Bolden with some quick hands there, gets to the Banks. So steal for Ursuline. They need a few of those. Banks up the middle. She finds room and short on the layup attempt. You don't see that too often from Gigi. Wilson says, I'll do it. It's in. And they're going to count it. Now they're getting together and talk about it.
It looked to me like that should be an and one. I got the game ball, fellas.
No ball, no game till Nick gets his call.
I mean, it's tough.
It's a tough one here.
And the crowd is all looking in here trying to.
No basket. So it's going to be on the floor. Wilson can't believe it.
It's tough, right? Because it's subjective.
In fact, it's Ursuline's basketball.
They called an offensive foul.
Offensive foul on Speedy Wilson.
So they're going to get her for the hook with that left elbow. It was very light. I'm not sure if I would have made that call in that situation.
Yeah, that's a tough call.
That's a tough one. I mean, it was a little bit there. It was a little bit.
And I think the one referee called it from the outside, and I think that's what they did. They huddled up. They got what they thought was the best call, what happened first, and I commend them for it. But that's a tough call.
It's a big swing.
3 fouls, it looks like, on Speedy Wilson. So something to keep an eye on. No, wait. Oh, she's out of the game now, so she's off the scoreboard.
And again, Taylor Brown and Gigi a little out of their game here in the second half.
Anthony's 3-ball won't go. Right to Taylor Brown, the long rebound. And Brown's going to set it up.
Again, but more ISO, right? We're set up into an ISO offense here for Ursuline. It's all one-on-one.
I mean, the Buccaneers are just saying, let somebody else shoot it. Long distance. Banks, that won't go. The ball's loose. Anthony gets it. Gets the pass to Banks. She's up off glass and good.
There you go. And you don't want to say that was fortunate as we have a timeout here for Coach Noonan. But that was a fortunate bounce of the ball. It bounced back into the hands of Gigi, and it parted like the Red Sea down the middle of the lane, and she was able to get there and score. Ursuline needed that desperately. They needed to see that ball go in the net. Again, it's been a long Caravel run. They're just up by 2 points. So Ursuline, again, even though they've had this drought, we've seen Gigi miss some tough shots. Those are tough shots that you're going to see her take all year long that she can make. And it all just accumulates here to Ursuline being down just 2. Again, with the way things have been going, it's been all Caravel in the third quarter. It's been fun.
Nick, being the shooter that you are, and you know, sometimes shooters, they go in a little cold streak there.
Exactly right, and you're going to keep firing them
Banks
up.
missed one. She missed a couple, and then she got that layup there. We'll see if that kind of gets her back on the right path. But Ursuline, everything inside. 2 3-pointers tonight, and very few in mid-range. It's been inside.
And all inside, and that's been out in transition off of these long rebounds sometimes for Caravel. The half court's been, as I mentioned earlier, just a little bit stagnant, a little bit slow, not a lot of movement. I would love to see some girls flash in, flash out, hit the high post here if they're running that zone for Caravel.
Here is Bryant one-on-one with Brown. Kicks it out to Price. Shot won't go. Ball's tipped out of bounds. I believe it's – I thought it was going to be an Ursuline basketball there, but it's going to stay with Caravel.
That deflected off Ursuline according to the officials.
I will say, though, this is the best view I've had for calls like that, you know, throughout our broadcasting career.
Strickling blocked by Bolden. Wesley gets the loose ball.
Nice defensive play that
here
time.
goes Banks on the run again. She's going to find an opening. throws it off glass. That was a little out of control. Maybe she could slow it down just a little bit.
I think she could have been called for a traveling on that, too. The ball got pinned.
Caravel rushes it back. Crawford for 3. Bolden tries to get it, but it goes to Brown. It's tipped to her by Jordan
And here
Tate.
they go. This is when they're at their best.
Banks leaves the layup short. I believe he's going to stay with the Raiders.
And again, watching this game, I think we can all sit here and say that there's been a multiple uncharacteristic misses for this Ursuline Red Raider team here inside. We've seen Gigi miss a few layups here the last few times up and down the floor. Those are shots that they're going to make 99% of the time. So Caravel doing a good job with these contests.
Here's the inbound in front of the media horde down there to the side. Swatted away by Speedy, and she's up for 2 of the easiest points she'll ever get.
I was just going to say, Mike, at what point does Coach Banks bring her back in? She brings immediate dividends.
Well, they're going to have to go right at her if you're Ursuline, right, with 3 fouls. I would. Inside to Wesley. She turns and pops off the mark. Rebound by her former teammate, Jordan Tate. Here comes Speedy. They call her Speedy for a reason. Throws it up over Wesley. Short. Tate with the rebound. She's fouled.
And that's a good job by Wilson. That's a tough shot. Better defense here. I believe it was Wesley who got a hand on her, contested that shot on the floater. That's a tough shot to make, but once again, battling on the glass. Jordan Tate, who I don't want to know how many minutes she's played. She's been in I think every second of this ball game. She has been a reason for a lot of these second chance opportunities for the Caravel Buccaneers tonight. And now a chance for more second chance points if she can knock these down.
3 fouls now on Jazz Wesley, the senior. As the free throw is good, the lead is 44-39. Caravel trying to extend to 6 points here. Inside, jam-packed Caravel Academy. And we're glad you joined us. We told you earlier, if you don't have a ticket, or if you're not here on time, there was no tickets. Don't bother coming down to Bear. Even if you can get here. Sometimes it's not easy to get to Bear, Jay.
No.
Brown goes up over top of one of the Bucks. And we're going to have a delay game warning on Taylor Brown. But that's 2 more for Taylor. She is up to 17.
A nice drive and finish that time for Taylor Brown. Again, these are moments when Ursuline needed buckets, right? Caravel was extending that lead at that point, 6, the largest of the night, and Taylor Brown able to get to the hole and able to finish it all.
Wesley out, Shamira Marshall Brothers back in. And Shamira's been a great role player for John Noonan the past 3+ years. And not easy sometimes to accept that role, and she's done it with grace. And John loves, I know John loves Shamira. Banks called for a foul, not agree with that call.
I think I'm with her on that one. Again, I don't like to question the official. They've done a fantastic job today. Looked like all ball to me, Mike.
That's going to send Cherish Bryant to the line. That's 2 fouls on Giselle Banks. I believe that's 4 on Ursuline as a team. Cherish Bryant to the line. She is 1 for 2 tonight. I have Cherish with 9 points, now with 10.
And Caravel been knocking down these free throws here, especially in the second half. And I know we all like to talk about how important those will be coming down the stretch. But Caravel's been able to knock those down so far here in this one.
6 of 7. Nick, as you mentioned, now 7 of 8 from the line in the third quarter. Coach Noonan's going to be looking for some of those foul shots on his end. Ursuline just 2 in the game.
And let's see, once again, we're coming down here, all 4 girls on the perimeter.
You know,
and it's funny, they're driving inside, Jay, not getting fouls.
And they're extending the lead, Caravel.
Bolden for 3, won't go. Rebounded by Tate.
And they're happy with these 3-point shots because that's the way the offense is set up.
If I'm Caravel, I'll let them shoot that shot all day long.
Crawford off the glass and got it.
And that's
Josiah Crawford.
And there you go, Mike, again, and Jason spinning inside, able to finish. Caravel getting looks inside Ursuline, taking those lower percentage shots here from on the perimeter as Brown gets inside, and that's going to be what they got to get to here.
I'm with you, Nick. That's what they got to get.
I'm sorry, 8 points in this quarter for Taylor Brown, but just 2 other points for the Raiders. Wilson for 3. That would have brought the house down. Saved inbounds by Banks. No, she steps on the end line. It'll stay with the Bucks.
And that's the right call. Gigi and the John Morants. I think it was the Halloween John Morants.
It's right in front of you, Nick. Nick knows call for you to make.
Nick knows his shoes.
Yep.
Caravel's got the team sneaks here in this one. Got to like that. Got to love the team aspect of it.
Inside to Bryant underneath. Marshall Brothers wants all ball.
And then she's going to get
technical. She got a technical. I don't know about that.
She threw the ball, Mike, and it's an easy call for the officials to make. They've made it all year. Don't touch the ball. We've seen that. It's called. I'm not saying I agree with it, but we've seen it called. Just let the ball be.
Yeah, I think what Marshall Brothers was thinking is, yes, the whistle blew, but she's thinking I'm playing it out toward the offensive end.
And again, unwinding just a tad here is Ursuline, and you got to give credit to the Caravel crowd for what we're experiencing here, and that is having an effect on the Ursuline Red Raiders.
And that's also 2 personals on that play for her because she got the technical.
Yeah, it's 4 personal fouls now, rather, on Shamira Marshall Brothers. And to send Ursuline into the penalty, but just 54 seconds left here in the quarter.
But they're going to shoot 3 more after that first miss.
And again, Caravel just right now seems just a little bit like the more disciplined team. They're under control, and again, we talked about it. A lot of it could do with the fact that they're here at home for this environment, for this game.
Absolutely, and like you said, they're going to meet again. If they meet again in March, it will be at a neutral site. But, I mean, like you said.
Can't say enough about the way that Caravel has played. Is that free throw just off the mark? But the way that they've
got one more, right?
She got one more.
Phenomenal. I mean, they've turned the ball over a few times as we have another free throw, as you guys mentioned on the way. But they have been under control. They've made the right play. They've been very well coached in this game, and you saw it on that inbound. They knew exactly what they were drawing up. It was a great feed leading to a foul on the floor, and then that technical.
So Cherish goes 2 for 4 from the line. She is 5 for 8 in the game. The lead is 51-43, so the Raiders are going to have some work to do in the fourth quarter if they want to get back into this one. It's going to stay Caravel ball on the tech. Obviously, Crawford's going to bring it in, and she's going to have Gigi Banks on her. And she gets it into Cherish Bryant in the offensive court. Bryant guarded by Marshall Brothers. He's got 4. That was a nice move by Bryant. Just couldn't get it to fall. I mean, Anthony with the rebound.
And good defense there by Brothers. She has 4 fouls, so she didn't do anything to get picked
Banks.
up.
Sorry, Jay, that was probably an ill-advised shot, but she's magic. And 17 for Banks. Wilson just goes around Anthony and scores.
You got to get back on defense. You have to get back. Ursuline just a little bit slow after the made basket by Banks.
Gigi for 3. It's short, rebounded by Speedy. Who else? Up the middle she goes. Dishes.
Wow.
Bryant misses the layup. The ball's loose. Picked up by Brown. She's got 12 seconds. Double team. Needs some help. Anthony's got it. They're going to turn it over. Wilson. 5 seconds to go. She misses. Rebound Bryant. She gets it to go as we end the third quarter. 55-45 Caravel. Cherish Bryant is Cherish on the spot right there.
The backcourt, we talked about it coming in. We have the freshman backcourt of Taylor Brown and Gigi Banks. That's, a lot of people coming here to see. This backcourt for Caravel with Cherish Bryant and Speedy Wilson has matched them. I mean, they have been absolutely phenomenal here tonight in this one. And Caravel, just again, they seem like the more composed team, at least to this point here at home. They've made some huge shots, and that third quarter belonged all to Caravel. And how about that? They have a double-digit lead heading into the fourth quarter. This thing far from over, but wow, what a performance.
And to think they were down 11-0 to start this game. So, I mean, that's a 21-point swing in the last, since that 11-0 run.
And again, Mike, I don't know if you have it or not. I'd love to know the free throws in that third quarter.
We'll get it during the break, and when we come back, fourth quarter action and free throws here on Delaware Live Sports. All right, back at Caravel Academy. So here's the point totals by quarter. Caravel 9, 24, and 22. 24 and 22 in the second and third quarters. Ursuline's got some work to do, fellas. In that quarter, it was 9 for 12 from the line for Caravel. They're going to have the ball to start, and Ursuline did not get to the free throw line, and they've only been there twice tonight.
And that's because they're playing so around the perimeter. We talked about it. There's not been a lot of dribble drives. They're settling for three-point field goals.
Steal by Brown. Bumped by Wilson, but she regains control. Taylor Brown, round and round she goes. She's got 23, and that's a big steal and bucket for the freshman.
And if you're Caravel now, you had a double-digit lead coming in, you're going to slow this pace down as much as you can. I know they've been effective as well, but that's how Ursuline can get back in this game and get back quickly, is like we just saw Taylor Brown in transition.
Here's a shot by Wilson, mid-range. Rebounded by Crawford. Another rebound for Caravel. Her rebound won't go. Loose ball picked up by Emma Anthony. Dribbles out of trouble. Ahead to Banks. Banks has a lane, and she doesn't miss. Timeout, Caravel.
And there you have it. Coach Banks going to slow this thing down immediately. You don't want to let them get out on a run in any way, shape, or form, because with what the Ursuline Red Raiders got, they can put 20 on you very quickly. As all of a sudden, we've got ourselves a 6-point game, and they've done it like they have in the first half, and that was out in transition off either a miss or a loose ball.
So you'd like to see a little more variety in your scoring,
Yeah.
but if this is how they stay in the game, this is how they stay in, right? With Banks and Brown.
Yeah, Caravel, they have 3 people doing a bulk of their work, and Ursuline just the 2. Couple of girls finals for you. Diamond State action. St. Elizabeth with a 55-53 win over DMA.
Close one.
And another close.
Was that girls? You said girls, right?
Yep, both of these are girls, Diamond State games.
How about that?
And Archmere with a 59-54 win over Conrad.
That was a comeback win for the Hawks, I believe.
Both those games came down to the very end, and this one is heading right there, too.
St. Elizabeth's 3 games in 3 days, and I know Coach Taylor, Ty Taylor, trying to get some rest for his players as he goes along, but probably a little too close for comfort. DMA's a good team, though.
They don't do that in the NBA.
What's that, load management?
3 days in a row?
Oh, 3 in a row, yeah.
No way.
All right, back we go, 6:56 to go. It's Caravel ball with a 6-point lead. Crawford thought about it, but that's a long 3 ball when you're up 6. She hands it off to Strickning. Trying to get it to Tate, she does. Jordan Tate around with the left hand, counted and a foul.
That is going to go down as one of the biggest shots of the game if Caravel is able to win this one here tonight. They go on a little 4-row run, does Ursuline to cut it to 6. That was a beautiful feed inside, and that was a left-handed layup that was contacted up and off the glass right there. That was a heck of a job, unable to capitalize on the 3-point play, but that was a big shot for momentum.
Free throw will go, but what a shot by Jordan Tate. It makes it 57-49. That was a heck of a play. Nice pass there from Bryceland Strickning. Brown off the glass, won't go. Loose ball. It's going to stay with the Raiders.
Okay. But you know what I like this, Nick, this offense in the fourth quarter? Ursuline, 2 layups, and even that one, it didn't go, but it was inside. Remember in the first half.
And they have something called on Ursuline here.
Maybe a delay of game.
And if it's another delay of game, they already had their warning, and that's what it seems to be.
Technical foul on Gigi Banks. So her 3rd personal
and now
a tech.
And she's,
and they're going to lose possession.
Right. And I think that's what it was. I think she's didn't mean to, but kind of knocked that ball away.
Coach Noonan wants the officials over for an explanation.
Yeah, I mean, and as always want to do that as a coach as we have the first free throw.
Pleading her case,
and that's just the tough part. We talk about how talented they are, but still freshmen, right?
Yep.
And sometimes you can let that part, take a little, especially if you're on the road here in an environment like this one.
I didn't see it, but sometimes I think the kids
either.
just walk into the ball they happen to walk into the ball.
And when you got a crowd like this in a game like this, the officials like to keep it tight sometimes. So maybe as opposed to a lower crowd and a not as meaningful game, maybe they let that slide. But with what we've seen, the tension here a little bit early on, this crowd being into it, and the tech we had earlier, they're going to stick to it and call that one.
So we lead back to 10.
We've seen a delay game call where the girl fell down making a basket.
Fell into the ball and got called for a tech.
So you're right. And maybe that's all that she did, but you've already had the warning.
That shot is off the glass and good for Speedy Wilson.
I mean, A+. She has been
making her case for our first state orthopedics player of the game.
No doubt.
And I think Strickling or Wilson's going to get the foul there. Banks heads to the hoop, but I think she's on the floor.
If I'm 34, I'm throwing up my hands right away to make sure the foul's on me, but it was called on Crawford.
Crawford apparently not out there. Oh, she is. She's not on the board. Okay.
She's not on the board, but that's who the foul was on.
Foul's on Josiah Crawford, her 2nd, just the team's 1st. And we have a timeout here for the Raiders. Red Raiders play the Blue Raiders on Saturday at 1 up at Ursuline.
Tough loss for the Blue Raiders last Tuesday to Seaford, another team that's coming on in the Henlopen South. That Henlopen South is so competitive.
Of course, those of us who are members of the Delaware Sports Writers and Broadcasters Association will be casting our all-state votes in the next several weeks. And from Woodbridge, we're going to be looking at that Reagan Robinson. She's having another fine season. So if you haven't seen Reagan Robinson and you're in Wilmington on Saturday, you get a chance to watch her play at Ursuline. Back underway here, 6 and change to go. Banks to 3 ball too hard. Bolden with the rebound, and she's got it.
And there's Ursuline for the first time on the offensive glass. Caravel has dominated both sides of the rebounding battle, but a rare win there time for Ursuline when they needed it.
4 for Bolden. Wilson, a rare miss. She gets the loose ball. What a save. Speedy Wilson almost in Jason's lap here. We don't want to be getting hurt, but a nice effort there by Speedy. All right, 5:47 to go. It's 10 points. That technical foul, it really hurt. Took possession and cost them 2 points.
Yeah, and Caravel got the lead up to 12, but Ursuline answered with the basket, and now they got a chance to go on the little run here.
They've only have 2 3-pointers all night. They may need to start hitting from deep to get back into this. Banks one-on-one with Crawford, gets around everybody. Wow, what a move by Gigi Banks.
But I think that was their problem in their second and third quarter, Nick. They started settling for those 3-pointers, and they weren't hitting them.
Yeah, stagnant on offense, a lot of movement. Yeah, they just played a little bit too casual there and launching up some of those deep shots. They're going to have to make up for it here in the fourth quarter. Get some better looks like that one there and knock down some easy ones.
If you're Caravel,
the defense has been great, though.
Right.
Oh, lost out of bounds off the hands of Wilson.
I was just gonna
she
say,
can't believe it.
If you're Caravel.
She said that's off Emma Anthony.
No rush. And
Cherish Bryant back in. Jordan Tate has played pretty well tonight. She's got 6 points, but she's done more than that. The rebounding and the defense hits the bench. 5 minutes, under 5 now to go here from Caravel Academy. Mike Lang, Jason Winchell, Nick Halliday, Nick Alessandrini, Benny Fulton's in the house. Everybody's here.
And again, I've been very impressed with the one-on-one defense from Caravel, too.
Banks gets underneath the rim a little bit. Loose ball picked up by the Bucks. Here comes Bryant. Dishes. Wilson dishes back to Bryant. Swatted out of bounds by Jazz Wesley.
And that's what
stay with Caravel.
That's what her presence inside does. She can block
She's got
shots.
4 fouls, so that's good defense there by Jazz.
Yeah, she's got the height. She, like Jason said, that's what she's there for. She's done a good job of that tonight as well.
Nearly a travel by Crawford on the inbound. But she gets it into Bryant. One-on-one with Brown. She gets around Taylor. Blocked by Wesley. Sean Green with no hands.
How about that
Peck
reaction
Ariani's
time? That was quick. That was quick.
Yeah, but Peck Ariani's caught the ball when it came to him.
I'll tell you, just to get the hands up, Sean, I'm impressed with that, to be honest.
Back to Caravel. Block Wesley. 3 blocks in a row.
She's throwing a block party here.
Banks in. She's going to shoot 2, and I hope she's okay. Gigi Banks is down hard. She went in like a freight train. And she's up. I sure hope Javel's okay.
And again, nobody better at getting and finishing at the basket than Gigi here in the state of Delaware. That time off the feet, took a hard tumble to the hardwood. But Jason, you said it. It was a block party on this side of the floor. I think we're going to have to get all 3 of those clipped in a row. That's a top 10 play. And
absolutely. Again,
a momentum shifter here if Ursuline's able to capitalize on the other side of the floor. We got just an 8-point ball game, a lot of time left.
Absolutely.
With 4 fouls. She has 3 straight blocks, Jay. Doesn't hit an arm once. First one's up and good for Banks. It's kind of stuff that doesn't show up on the scoreboard, but the coaches notice that kind of stuff. She's got 4. Wilson's got 3. That's the foul trouble on the floor, and also 3 for Gigi Banks. Second one is up and good, so she goes 2 for 2.
And Brothers, who's also not on the floor, has 4 for her.
23 each for Brown and Banks. 21 for Wilson officially. I have her with 22. Crawford, a 3 ball. Banks has it. She's ahead of the pack. And up she goes and in.
And that's the danger if you're Caravel. I mean, you're in control of this game. You want to slow down the pace, get good looks inside. These long threes are going to be exactly what Ursuline needs off of the miss.
6 in a row for Ursuline until that 2-pointer by Anaya Price.
Yeah, but Banks and Taylor are getting inside again, which they did in the first quarter.
That's a 3 ball from Brown and misses everything. Timeout, Ursuline.
And again, this is just a 6-point ball game. It's just a 2-possession game with 3:40 to go. I mean, obviously, if you're Caravel, you're okay with that shot down that side of the floor with this much time remaining. But every time Ursuline's had a little run, Caravel has answered in one way, shape, or form. That mid-range jumper there, another huge shot for Caravel here down the stretch.
3:40 to go as we reset here. And what a game we have going here. So glad we could be here tonight. Thanks for joining us. Those of you watching on Channel 28 DETV. Glad you can be with us as we bring you the simulcast here with our man Nick Alessandrini.
First State Orthopedics game of the week, Mike.
Yeah.
And you guys, again, we had this one circled. We talked about it. I know you reached out a couple weeks ago, and we've been excited for this one. I know you two have ever since the schedules dropped when they did, but it has lived up to the hype and almost beyond. I think we're going to be in for a nice finish here. 2-possession game, 3:40 to go, and we're back underway.
Alrighty, so Ursuline needs a couple more stops here. They want to get back in this Caravel. Shooting well tonight.
That Price answer when Ursuline got it down to 61-57. Price with that nice jump shot.
And let's see where they go to here. They've been phenomenal when they need it.
Crawford nails the mid-range.
I mean, my goodness. And these aren't easy shots.
No, contested. Banks around to Crawford up off the glass. It won't go, but she'll shoot two more.
And that's like you said, Mike. If they take it inside, they're going to get those foul calls. And they're doing much more of that here in the fourth quarter, already the third team foul.
So Ursuline would now have 16 foul shots after this, all by Gigi Banks.
And again, if you're Ursuline, though, you want to score points with the clock stopped here. You're down by 8.
That one a rare miss.
Got to make them, though. That's the other side of
it.
If you're going to get there, you got to make them.
I think she went to the ball back to the official and missed.
And again, she's had some very uncharacteristic misses here, not just from the free throw line, but on some of these dribble drives and some contested shots here at the rim. And again, that's been characteristic of that Caravel defense. You could chalk it up to that because they've been phenomenal with the on-ball defense tonight and with the help underneath.
1 for 2 for Gigi, up to 26 on the evening. But they just need points. Doesn't really matter who scores them. As they trail by 7 now. They get it to Wilson. Turnaround. This time it doesn't go. Rebound for Banks. She's on the move. Looking for Emma Anthony. Anthony has the ball. It may have been deflected, or she may have been deflected. They're looking for the foul call. Not going to get it.
That's the key tonight. Only 2 points for Anthony, Mike. They didn't have that third person stepped up as of yet.
No, they haven't.
There's still 2:33 left to play.
Anthony's a three-point shooter. Just nothing going tonight.
And we
whistle.
saw
They call
early
foul?
on kickball.
No, kickball.
Kickball, okay.
But Mike and Jay, they did say, they did see early on, we saw in a Coach Noonan, they drew up a lot of plays for her in that first half.
Yep.
They tried to get her going from beyond the
Exactly
arc
right.
and just unable to knock down. She had some open looks there, just couldn't hit them.
Timeout call by the Buccaneers, 2:29 to go.
And you're right, and I think that's how important Anthony is, and I think Noonan knew that. We need that third person.
I agree 100%.
And I think, like you said, they tried to get her involved early. She wasn't hitting the shots, and it makes it just that much harder because Caravel has a balanced attack. I mean, I know you see 23 points.
Just 9 points from anybody not named Taylor Brown or Gigi Banks. Jay, why don't you tell everybody where we will be, 302 Sports will be on Saturday?
We will be at Appoquinnock for Middletown Appo, a game.
I believe that's a Glenn Fraser production.
Yep, game that was made up earlier from this year during that snowstorm on that Friday night snowstorm back in beginning of January. So that has been moved to Saturday. That's a big Flight A game. Middletown wins. I think they will probably pretty much clinch it.
Hey, while we have a second here, I don't see her in the building. Want to make sure we say hi to Kristen Caldwell, the former coach at Caravel and one of our favorite. Now the baseball coach here at Caravel. We love Kristen. Kristen, I know you're tuning in, and wish you were here. You left this program in fantastic shape, and Coach Banks has done a great job with it as well.
I got to tell Kristen we're going to come down for some baseball games.
Love to do some Caravel baseball.
Right? Almost that time of the year.
They play Sally's on our early.
Those 35-degree nights, we love them. All right, back to basketball. 2:20 to go. Caravel with the ball, not necessarily in a hurry, but Bryant goes up. Loose ball. Anthony gets to it. And she said Taylor Brown's calling for it, but Anthony's going to send it to Banks instead. Did they call a travel?
No, I think they called a foul on the
foul. Okay.
I don't know if it was on the floor. I think it might have been on the floor, but before the shot.
And they're going to call it.
It's going to be the 14th foul on Caravel.
All right, so it will be on the floor.
Now on. But Taylor Brown wanted that ball. Anthony, I think she saw Banks up there and just decided to take it herself. Gets it into Banks. Brown thinking about a three. Now she's trying to get open. She's got Cherish Bryant all over. Cherish, a great defender. Trying to get around her into the corner. Bolden, she's fouled. She'll shoot three. Strickling gets her.
And Caravel, that's what you do not want, right, is a foul on any shot, but especially a three in the corner. You're going to give up 3 free throws with the clock stopped.
And I'm not saying anything, but look who the shooter is, too. You know, let her shoot that three-pointer. She makes it.
She makes it. She makes it.
Right?
And she can make it. Skylar's got a nice touch.
That's
absolutely.
But you're right, Jay. You got to let her shoot that
I'm
three.
just saying with the lead, you know, 7-point lead with under 2 minutes, you let her shoot it. If it goes in, you're down 4. But now she can make. She missed the first, but she could make possibility to make 3 free throws with the clock stopped.
I'm able to knock down that one.
5 points now for Skylar.
If I'm Ursuline, if this goes in, I'm bringing pressure, Nick.
Haven't seen a ton of the Ursuline pressure tonight.
Early
because
in the game.
Caravel's so fast.
Exactly right.
And again, if you do force a turnover from Caravel, odds are you're going to score.
1 for 3, and talk about fast. They are up the court in a hurry.
And then able to reset.
Crawford trips on Wesley, and I think that's going to be 5 on Jazz Wesley. And it's unfortunate. Jazz just moved a little bit, and
that's that
Crawford got her.
The quickness again of Caravel, and then they moved. I mean,
I think it was Price that got fouled, right? And that was a good job because you heard Coach
Crawford.
Banks.
It was Josiah Crawford.
Oh, Crawford. They telling her to just reset the offense up top, and she had room. She saw the lane in front of her, and she was able to take it. So a nice decision that time to draw the foul when she saw the opening, because I'm sure they wanted to, keep that outside and slow it down a bit.
Raiders bringing Shamira Marshall Brothers. She's got 4 fouls, but she does give them a little bit of an outside threat. They do lose some height with Wesley fouling out. 1:30 to go. Bryant has it stolen by Banks. This should be 2 points for Banks. It is. Timeout, Ursuline.
And that's what she does well with the quick hands. We've seen it all year. She's so quick with those hands for a freshman that even the best guards in the state have trouble when they're on her, and it gives a 4-point gain now. Plus, they can, with the timeout, they can set up their defense.
I mean, they're right there, and you talked about the poke out, Jason. It's a controlled steal as well. She knows where she's poking it. She's basically poking it to herself. It's out, and then she goes and gets it, and then she finishes it off almost every time.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's so much fast. I mean, she's ahead of them. She's faster than everybody out there. When you have a head start like that, they're not going to catch her.
Yeah. Yep. You're definitely not going to catch her, and the quickness is there. And
so once again, if you were not here at least a half hour before game time, you did not get in. So thankfully you've joined us tonight on Delaware Live Sports.
You need to stop now if you're Ursuline.
And let's get back to basketball. Here comes Wilson.
A little bit of pressure, not really.
She's got a lane. She's going to take it up. Won't go. Rebound by Taylor Brown.
If you're Ursuline, you love that shot.
2 on 3 right now. Brown gets around everybody, lays it in.
And again, you had that opening, but you got to pull that out if you're Caravel.
2-point game. You're going to see the fouls now. You got to see. You can't.
Ursuline has 1 to give, Mike. So they still have to foul once before Caravel
might want to use that one. Coach Noonan will let them know when it's time.
And again, it seems like Caravel's been in control this whole second half, and you
Great
look up and Ursuline's down 2.
They're great free throw shooters. But you're going to have to foul at some point. No shot clock here yet.
And they're not pressuring her.
And you never know. Caravel has taken some open opportunities and still shot the basketball. Yeah. We saw it in the last possession.
Brown with just 1 foul. Now they're calling. He's saying foul him.
Yeah, eventually you're going to have to foul.
I would trap.
Oh, they get Wilson open underneath.
Just like that, and what a
that
finish.
Could not happen if you're John Noonan.
You're happy with that shot if you're Ursuline. That was just a heck of a finish by Wilson. You got to love that.
Speedy Wilson up to 26. 3-pointer, no good. Loose ball out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Raiders. 21.8 to go. It's a 4-point game.
Buckle up. We're coming in for a landing, guys.
Or you're heading for the exits? What's going on here?
They want to beat the traffic.
That's true.
But like we said, I mean, if you're Ursuline, you give her a contested layup at the rim with a chance to gain possession. That was just a heck of a finish by Wilson, and a great job by this Caravel offense to make this a 4-point game. They've hit some big shots when they've needed to tonight.
That knocked out of bounds by Wilson.
Yeah.
I have Wilson with 24. Board's got her 25. She's got a lot of points, and she's played outstanding basketball tonight. Inbound to Anthony. Bumped by Wilson. Now she gets it into Brown with a reverse. Won't go. Tate with the rebound.
Now you got a foul.
10 seconds. They have a foul to give. There's a reach in by Brown. It's going to be on the floor, though. And they have to foul one more time.
And I mean, I will say it again, but Caravel has done a fantastic job defensively, both with the help defense and the on-ball defense. They've switched up between a zone and a man. They've made Ursuline work in the half court especially. But the uncharacteristic amount of shots that Gigi Bank has missed inside, I mean, she's been able to do what she does best, and that's get to the basket at will. Caravel contesting these layups underneath, and she's been unable to finish. Caravel's played a phenomenal game tonight.
Speedy fakes her way away from Brown, and that's going to be a foul. Maybe Banks who got her. Doesn't matter. It's going to be 2 free throws with 3.4 to go.
And we talked about
they call her Speedy for a reason.
Yeah, and we talked about Banks missing a lot of shots. She's got 28. So just imagine.
That's crazy. That is absolutely
She could have
crazy.
40 points tonight. And now we got people heading to the exit. They're crossing in front of the basket here, and the Caravel people are saying, go out that side.
But what, I mean, you could say at least one of the best environments maybe in our career, but one of the best environments absolutely, certainly maybe the best for this season. Going back to that St. E's Dover boys game we did a few weeks back and some of these other ones, but what a crowd. And you know for sure, this Caravel team fed off it all night long. When they needed a stop, when they needed a basket, that crowd was there. They fed off of that, and they played a phenomenal basketball game tonight.
Our first State Orthopedics player of the game is standing at the free throw line, by the way. And here's the overrated chant. They are not overrated. They did not play their best game tonight. Caravel's an excellent, excellent team, and that's going to do it. Half-court shot for Banks, and that'll do it. Caravel takes the top spot here with a 67-63 win. Nick and Jen, we'll leave it with you. I'm going to go try to grab our player of the game, first State Orthopedics player of the game, Chastity Speedy Wilson.
And again, Jason, you just talk about it a little bit here. If you are Ursuline and you're Coach Noonan and you have this team, you got some young girls, we talked about the freshmen, etc. This loss, again, you don't want to lose, you never want to lose, but this loss, you know, a teaching moment, etc. You go on the road, you got a young team. Again, if you're Coach John Noonan, you play a Caravel team that is very, very good, and they play in front of this crowd here. They played almost a flawless performance, and now you got some coaching things if you're Coach Noonan. Get some losses out of the way before you come into playoff time. It's good for your team, and if you're Caravel, wow, what a win to feed off of going forward. I mean, they played absolutely spectacular. Coach Banks, I thought, coached a phenomenal game. They were keeping them off balance in the half court. I thought they played under control for the most part. The backcourt was phenomenal for Caravel. They dominated the glass. That was the difference, was glass work on the offensive and second chance opportunities. A flawless performance from Caravel tonight, and again, both teams can take some stuff away from this game, and who knows, maybe we'll see them down the line again here in the playoffs, but these are two teams that I certainly expect to see at the Bob Carpenter Center.
Yeah, it's a teaching moment for, you know, Noonan. We keep on saying they're a young team. They are. They're a young team. And so this one, he can give them the teaching moment, especially there at the end where they kind of did not foul, you know, and that gave Caravel a chance to run out.
And again, to piggyback off of that, Jason, right, you had a few technicals, a few extra free throws, right, that you gave to Caravel in that game. Just some mental mistakes for the Ursuline Red Raiders, and Caravel made you pay. Caravel is a team that you cannot give those type of things to because they'll make you pay for it. They certainly did. They hit the free throws. They knocked down mid-range jump shots. They knocked down open looks, and the passing ability and the unselfishness that I saw out of Caravel tonight, I mean, I haven't seen that out of a girls team so far this season. They played fantastic team basketball. We talked a little bit about, you know, the non-high school basketball, and those girls kind of play together. It really showed. I mean, it really did. You can tell that these girls played a lot of time on the hardwood with each other. It showed in this win tonight as we're going to be joined here now.
Yeah, and you know, like you said, it was not a well-contested game. Both teams came out with a lot of energy. But I like the way Caravel responded from that 11-0. You know, they didn't get that behind, and they still ran their offense effectively.
All right, Jason, we are joined by our first State Orthopedics player of the game, Chastity Speedy Wilson. And Speedy, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome. We found out, well, we've watched you a lot. We've seen you a lot over the past couple of years. We know why they call you Speedy. We're not sure. The points were a little bit off, but 24, 25, 26, somewhere in there.
Yes, sir.
A heck of a game for the Buccaneers. Tell us how you got this done tonight.
We just had to play as a team. We knew it was going to be a lot going on. We just had to play together, play smart, and continue to play our game. We knew that they had two dominant, very phenomenal players, and we just knew we had to shut them down. We played together. We worked on it in practice. We stayed together, and that's how we got it done. They
went up 11-0. They kind of came out of typical Ursuline, right? A lot of defense and breakaways there. When you go down 11-0, what's Coach Banks telling you?
He's just like keep our head in the game. we had a very slow start, but we knew that if we played together, we could dig ourselves out of that hole. So we just played hard. We knew we had to play 10 times harder because of the hole that we dug ourselves in. We just stayed together, kept it like that.
You guys really owned the rebounding tonight. I thought that was the key tonight to them, and they didn't make three-point shots. Your shooting was outstanding, and your rebounding was great. Are you guys usually and I've seen you play before. Are you guys usually the rebounding queens like that? Is that something you guys do?
Well, we prepped specifically for this game. We knew they had 2 dominant bigs, and we knew everybody had to crash to get the boards. We knew they'd run on a good outlet, but everybody crashed boards. If we get the long rebounds, the short rebounds, we knew we'll be good.
Speedy, I know I'm sorry, Jay, let me ask.
Yep.
Everybody wants to see this game again in a month or so. Would you like to play Ursuline again, or are you thinking once is good?
I'll take what we get. We'll be ready either way.
That's a good answer.
Can you talk about the atmosphere here tonight? It was electric, and your student section was outstanding tonight.
Yes, sir.
Just talk about the environment. It
was a great environment, a great atmosphere to play in. It was crazy in here. We knew during warm-ups it was crowded. We just knew if we stayed together, a key thing was just staying together this game. We just cleared everything, cleared the courts, cleared the bleachers, just played it for ourselves, played for each other.
All right, Speedy, looking ahead, you guys have Smyrna on Tuesday, and then you're at Sanford on the 20th. So 2 not real easy games to wrap up. I'm sure you guys like playing those kinds of the games that really test you heading into the tournament. What do you have to do to keep the good vibes going here for the Buccaneers?
Continue to play together. Continue on our high ride, play together, play defense, and we'll get the job done.
All right, Speedy, you were our player of the game. You had a lot of good everybody. I thought Jordan Tate and Bryceland and Josiah had some big buckets, and everybody. Now, I don't leave anybody out. I hate to mention anybody because I don't want to leave anybody out, but what an outstanding effort by Caravel tonight. You guys deserve to win 67-63. Congratulations, our First State Orthopedics player of the game. Speedy, can continue. Good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you for having me.
All right. We are joined here by Speedy Wilson. Thanks, Chastity, and we'll see you in the tournament, I'm sure. Jay, that was a heck of a game, huh?
It was. It was entertaining from start to finish. You get down 11-0 early to Ursuline, and they never stopped from their game plan. And what happened? I think early getting those offensive rebounds and those second chance points allowed it to happen, and then they finally got in their comfort zone in that second and third quarter. Like you said, Mike, 23 and 22 or something. That was the scoring. That was the difference, and they really played well. So congratulations to both teams here tonight. And I hope we see this again in March.
That'd be awesome.
And I'm hoping they're seated on opposite sides. But if not, hey, I'll take it in the semifinals. Don't get me wrong.
Ursuline falls to 11-4, first loss in state. Caravel now 14-2. The Red Raiders have the Blue Raiders on Saturday. Woodbridge at Ursuline, and then that's Ursuline at Sanford next Thursday. Caravel at Smyrna on Tuesday, and buckle up, everybody. We're coming in for a landing. It's going to be a great final week and a half, 2 weeks of the season, followed by the state tournament selection committee meetings on the 23rd. Once again, your final score, Caravel 67, Ursuline 63 from the jam-packed Caravel Academy Arena. For Nick Alessandrini, Nick Halliday, and